the racing week ahead with Tuesday Night Tune-Up TNT starting April 16th, live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, right here on Steve Shetler Media. And a good morning. Welcome into Brothers Market. We are live from 118 South Main Street in Sigourney. You can always call 641-622-2191 and stop in and do your grocery shopping here at Brothers Market in Sigourney. It is a beautiful day, and it is time for the sports section live from Brothers Market. Let's check in now with Coach Jenny Hobbs, our host for today. Jenny, what's going on?
Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited for our guest this morning. But let's start off with the week that was. We obviously have to talk about the Iowa women and the championship game. Tough game. South Carolina just a few too many weapons. But with the welcome home and no surprise to anybody, Caitlin Clark's jersey is going to be retired and hung in the rafters. We got to talk about the eclipse. Fellow science teacher, Coach Eidahl's here, and I saw on Facebook that Todd Vitito posted at Vitito Inc. the solar power during the eclipse went down 88%, which is very interesting since we were in the region of 87.7 totality. So I thought that was awesome that it matched up.
I teach science all day, and I did not go out. And that's hard to say, but yeah. I was so busy on other things, and to me it was just another day.
Yeah.
Some of the kids liked it, but
yeah.
I don't understand it that much.
I'm not a moon person either. I'm more like you, more anatomy and biology and that sort of stuff. But we did go out, not for very long, but we went out. And then let's talk about, and this is the deal. I want anybody and everybody out there to send Steve or I a message on how your athletes did during the week. We do have, I know our guest last week, SK Soccer went 0-2 on the week. Lost a tough one last night. Lost a tough one earlier in the week to Hillcrest Academy. But our athletes of the week were Max Anderson from Montezuma. He's a golfer. And our team of the week was the Oskaloosa girls track team.
Definitely, yeah. And, of course, we'll be doing another poll starting on Monday for our Athlete of the Week, brought to us by Keokuk County Health Center. And Kelly Style and State Farm brings us the Team of the Week. Is that your week that was?
Yes, that's my week that was.
All right, let's take a look at some of the deals going on here at Brothers Market as the digital deals of the week. Make sure you download the Brothers Market digital app and get these great deals and even more. Start saving today, and those deals good through the 16th. So again, download the Brothers Market digital app and take advantage of those savings. Of course, it's always savings made simple here at Brothers Market. You can always check them out online at shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, and shopping deals. Get that app for Brothers Market. And let's go back to Coach Hobbs. Jenny.
Okay, our special guest this week is Davis Eidahl, track and cross country coach and science teacher at Pekin High School. Let's just start from the very beginning, Coach. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to college? All those sorts of background information.
I went to Newton High School and had my dad as a coach. And from Newton High School, I went to Central College and ran cross country, played basketball, and ran track. Then I coached 1963, I started, went to Anita High School, where I was fortunate enough to have some pretty good athletes there. And we won the state cross country, got runner-up in track. And it wasn't my coaching. You have to have some athletes. Mm-hmm. And the superintendent from Pekin called and he said, I would like to have you come to Pekin. And I did not want to go. So my coaches, my mom and dad, they said, you need to probably go. And so I went, and I said, told Sandy, my wife, I'll stay 2 years. And it's been 58 years, and I'm still there. And so I probably won't be moving in 2 years. And that's kind of the story. And I've had some opportunities to go, but I like Southeast Iowa. My kids grew up here, and they're all within 70 miles of us, most of them in education, and so it's a good area to grow up. I liked one story I like to tell since we are at Sigourney. When I came to Pekin the first year, I was the boys basketball coach and did that for 10 years. And the only team that we could not beat was Sigourney. And they had a score for 3 years, and he would always score 20 to 30 points against us. Mike Mateer.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And I still see him around, but people said, "Man, you coached." Yeah, he was in high school when I was coaching him. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your family. How many kids you got, that sort of thing, and what they're doing.
Like I said, they're all in education. My oldest daughter is a school nurse at Cardinal. So, that's a big rival, except you cannot say anything bad about Cardinal, and I don't because she's there. My other son, the middle son, Davis, is the superintendent at Solon. Yep. Used to be at Ottumwa, went from Ottumwa, Bloomfield, Ottumwa, and now Solon. And the youngest one is the Park and Rec assistant superintendent at Iowa City. So it's nice. They have grandkids, and some are in college and some are still competing. So it's fun to have that,
Good. So tell me a little bit about your coaching philosophy. Like, how do you approach a season? How do you, do you have a tagline, kind of, like a theme you tell the kids all the time?
Yeah,
or?
it's easy. When you enter things, they say, write your philosophy down.
Yep.
And a lot of them have 3 or 4 pages, worthless. They don't do some of the stuff that's down. So I came up with it, and I've done it for years, and it works. We work hard, have fun, and never look back. And that's the whole basis. And whenever things go wrong, whether it doesn't matter what sport, as long as you work hard, that'll make it fun. And whatever it goes on, don't look back, just look ahead. And I've used that, and that's basically all I do.
That's exactly what I say too. It's like, play hard, have fun, and love each other.
Yeah,
be a good teammate.
That's right. Yep.
Kids want it easy. They want to keep it simple, and they want to be able to remember that later on.
Too, when we were talking about this the other day, when coaching, it's changed a lot through the years. There are things that you don't do, you can't do. Kids are different, and many coaches don't adjust to that. Mm-hmm. And if you adjust to it, things go real well.
Yeah. Kind of like evolution. You have to evolve.
That's right.
As things are going along.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about your successes. Like, how many state championships do you have? That sort of thing.
Well, I don't know. We've won in boys track 38 conference championships, 30-some conference or in track, cross country. We've had 10 or 11 state championships, cross country, track, and so forth. So we've been successful. I think one of the reasons is that we can get a lot of kids out involved, and going back, like you said, having fun, and it's one group. This year, our team, we're pretty good, but we aren't the best. But yet, what a good group to coach. They're all together, and so forth. And sometimes I think that we win a lot of these meets and conferences and districts and that because our coaches and we care about the kids. And so many teams, they just get them out. Well, there's a certain coach. Well, let's just get them out and easy money for them or something. Mm-hmm. But you got to do things that are different. I mean, if I would write a book of some of our workouts, we come to Sigourney every other week and run on the golf course. We go in the parks and dirt roads and just make it interesting.
Good. And some of my favorite teams were maybe the ones that weren't super successful, but they overachieved. And to me, that's the rewarding part is you have a group of kids that maybe going in you wasn't expecting a lot, but they just worked so hard and overcame.
Then adding to this, if you get a lot of kids out and at first they aren't very good, and so many times they won't they won't finish. They go, their sophomore year, they drop out. But if they stay with it, you'll see a lot of growth. And we have that now. But, they stay out, and if they are able to keep working hard, things work out good.
And that's one reason I love junior high track is there's a huge difference between 7th and 8th grade. And that's a lot of times kids' growth spurt. They're going through puberty, so then they get more muscle, and it's just a huge change, and they feel so much more proud of themselves. Like, oh my gosh, I improved my time from last year for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or whatever race it is. And to me, exactly, if you can keep them out, they will get better as they mature and get stronger.
Well, another thing too, track and cross country is it's hard to get kids to come out to start with. And I know when we go to meets, we have some state-ranked runners and jumpers. But, it's exciting. We spend a lot of time with the ones that come in toward the last, and they are so excited if they have a personal best or beat somebody. And if you give them attention, that's your future team.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I see too many teams and coaches that when they go to meets, they have an all-star runner or 2 or 3, and that's all they follow them around and try to coach them. And we try to just everybody. It doesn't matter, and that's what's exciting this year. We have some that really aren't very good, but boy, they're getting better each day and so forth.
And that's really, especially at the junior high level as well, stress PRs. You're really running against yourself. You're not running against anybody else. You're running against yourself and just trying to improve your time. And that's what I'm looking for with girls.
Well, that's what we heard last night. 3 girls came up, and a couple of them were toward the back. So excited they had a PR. And that was just like you said, first place.
Exactly. And I love those kids just as much as any of the other all-stars. So what probably is as a coach, your most proud moment? Like, what sticks out as, oh my gosh, that was just awesome?
Oh, I don't know.
I know you've had a lot, but
there's several, but I think going way back, my one son was playing in the football championship at the same time because we had a snow delay that my other son was running in the state cross country meet.
Oh,
I mean that was kind of neat, and just seeing your kids all competing. My daughter was she didn't start in basketball. She went out 4 years, always played hard, and I was always there, and I was just proud of her for sticking it out and so forth.
I totally lost my train of thought there for a second. Well, let's talk about your current team. Do you have any kids that stand out, or you don't have to name drop if you don't want to, but just how do you feel about your current team?
Good. real good. We had this big string of boys in track where we'd win the conference, and last 2 years we were kind of down because, like you said, kids didn't finish out. We had very little senior leadership. This year it's just like night and day. I mean, the kids, they're all out, they're hardworking. The same way with the girls. Don't have the best sprinters, but I can see progress each time, and we've done pretty well this year. I don't usually look at this all the time, but the state rankings and so forth. And we have Chloe Glosser in the girls, Audrey Ferris. They've been far the leaders. Anna Hadley.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's way up there in shot and disc.
And here's a good example too. And we were talking about PRs. We have to emphasize you don't get a PR every night.
No.
And she does real well. She had a couple bad meets, but she comes back, and she won both last night again in the shot and discus, and she's done well. We got some good hurdlers. Just overall, it's been good. The boys, good shuttle hurdle team. We've got Jaden Walver has been outstanding. We got Brady McWhirter. And then they fill in. The younger kids get excited, and so overall, we don't have the best talent, but we probably have really a hardworking group of kids.
Okay. That
That
really
makes
important.
it rewarding.
And I personally think I love the state track meet. I would rather go to the state track meet over state basketball or state baseball or state softball or whatever, because it's just such a huge collection of kids that are just gutting it out. I mean, I love it when there's a kid way behind and just digs deep and, comes through at the end.
They used to have Class A and B on one Saturday, then double A and triple or 4A, 3A the next Saturday, but they had all the state meets at different sites. We went to North Mahaska for the state track meet one years ago. And then they put them at Drake, different weekends, and then they said, we're going to put them all together. Oh, I said, I don't know if I like that. It took me about 1 year, and after that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. You look at other state meets from other states, it looks just like a invitational track meet. No one there. But Iowa's it's just amazing.
It's sold
just
out.
Amazing.
It's hard to get a ticket.
It is. Yeah, there's so many things to see, and like you said, kids running away at the back, and then they come in at first, and it's just a good spectacle to see.
What do you feel about kids playing multiple sports? And I probably know your answer, but your philosophy on kids playing multiple sports.
Well, that's changed,
Yeah.
through the years. We used to have that problem, and we would always say, and we still don't, but if they want to do it, we come in and if kids, now my track kids are in the morning throwing the football or batting or pitching. I used to, has to be one sport. But why wouldn't you want to do that rather than not running around their cars in countryside and so forth? But we are fortunate. We only have track in the spring. We have baseball and softball starting.
Yes.
So we've never, and in cross country at Anita, we won the state, and we had 5 cross country runners plus the quarterback. And we had to share, and he won the state. He was a good one. We haven't had that problem yet, but if they want to do it, if that gives them a program, that's fine.
Yeah, and I just think it trains different muscles. As a basketball coach, I loved having the kid as my point guard is the one that, had to run down people to win a race. And I always remind him a little bit, you can gut it out. I promise you, you're a competitor. I watched you in track, 100 meters behind, getting the baton and, the distance med in the 800, and you won. So it's like, that's what I want to see in the fourth quarter, just a little bit of grit and just tough it out.
Yeah, see, I knew that when I came today that it was about track and cross country. She would bring up basketball. I think when she coached at Sigourney, we'd play each other in the summer. Well, they had all these little schools got together in the summer. I think I beat her once in about 10 years.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah, you beat me.
I don't know what it is, but the thing about the sports is the kids know each other, and when the game is over, the game's over. That's the one thing about athletics I like, and you get your athletes, and it's not a matter of life and death. Some coaches are kind of like that, but it's just a good way for the athletes to get together and know each other. And now on social media, holy cow, they know everybody, and they text this person, and so forth.
Well, a lot of times they know the result of another game or another track meet or whatever before it's even posted. I mean, they know 5 minutes after a race who won the 400 in, at Pekin or whatever, which is, it's nice, but yeah. So I like how the kids stay connected.
Yeah, and I can go and when we run track and cross country, we bought a running membership at the golf course where we don't play golf, we run. And that works out good, and we always end up by going from the golf course to Casey's and then they get a treat. And a number of times some of your players that you coached come in and I get talking with them when we reminisce, and that's really fun. There's particular couple teams you had the Twin Towers.
Oh, yeah.
And I still see them, and it's still fun to reminisce and go back.
Yeah.
And they said, "How do you remember that?" "Oh, I remember that."
They were pretty memorable. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of the ones you've had, and the Sigourney athletes. People say, "Well, good rival." It is a good rivalry, and it goes in circles. Haven't had the best luck in basketball, but tide turns, and there's other sports, and it's fun.
Are you now coaching some of your former players? Are you up to their kids and grandkids?
I have the first kid as a freshman. I coached she was on one of my good cross country, her great grandma. So I've got the great grandparents, the grandparents, and a lot of the parents and so forth. So if you coach 60 years, you're bound to have them and so forth. And you look at them and I know who the parents are, just like them. Now the grandparents, and now we have one the great grandparents, and that's fun to do.
I'm to the point where well, and I had my boy at 42, so his classmates are kids that I've coached. So I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of times the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like me, because I think when I was growing up, Mom was 40, 45, somewhere in there, and she was a music teacher, and Dad was the football coach and track coach. Didn't have cross country at Newton, so I played football. But I loved it, having my dad as a coach. I had all my kids. I had 2 of my grandkids. Then some moved to Bloomfield and Solon, but I would have loved to have them. But I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
Good. Yeah, I guess do you have any questions for?
I was going to ask. Now, you look like you're still in running shape, and you're in kind of a track suit today. Are you still active with your running?
Well, yeah. I put in the miles walking the halls at school, a lot of them, and I'll go out and walk a lot. Got to be careful. Let's really pushing it too hard. The doctor said you're in good shape. I've had trouble with my back, and I said, "What do I do?" He says, "Well, being 82," he said, you aren't going to be in the best shape. But I go out and I look at my phone now, and I don't go out, and 3-4 miles a day I put in. So and then walk up and down watching them at the golf course, or they loan me a golf cart and I use that. But no, I try to keep active and so forth.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
I will say I've been to, I hate to admit it, but I've been to one state cross country meet. That's when I lived in Ames and coached at Ames High, and I had some kids that qualified for state cross country. And my roommate at the time, she was from Cedar Rapids, Washington. She ran cross country at Creighton, so she big time cross country runner. So she had the map of the course, and she marked out every spot that we could, watch them. I realized that I needed to get in shape to go watch cross country, because we would run to a spot, go, 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 and then she goes, run to another spot. When they come around the curve, go, 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 run to another spot, and then all of a sudden she's like, go to the finish line. So I was like, oh my God.
Well,
and the kids were good, so I was like, I had to really.
It's just like, she got her running. I remember when we'd play and she'd coach, I would sit there on the bench. She would put 3 miles on the game, going from side back and forth.
That's true.
One time she was right in front of our bench. But that's.
Oh, that is so true.
That's funny. Well, let's take a look. We were talking earlier about our athlete and team of the week. What we're looking at right now on the screen is our Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week, as voted on by you here on Steve Shetler Media. Montezuma Golf's Max Anderson having a great this past week. And, of course, so we'll be bringing up another poll, as we mentioned, on Monday for another Athlete of the Week. And then we're looking now at our Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week as voted on by you, and that's the Oskaloosa High School girls track team. And again, as I mentioned, I'll be looking for nominees starting tomorrow for our Athlete and Team of the Week, and we'll get those polls coming up on Monday, so be on the lookout for those. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of votes and plenty of nominations coming in as spring sports in full swing now that the weather is cooperating with us. Boy, we're going to see 70s today and 80s tomorrow. Kind of crazy. Let's go back to Jenny. Jenny, what do we got? This or that?
Yes, we have this or that. So I'm going to ask you this or that, and then you tell me which one's your favorite or whatever first comes to mind. Okay, so text or voicemail?
Probably text. I never use voicemail. I just cleaned my phone last night, or somebody did it for me, because I'll never use it.
Jeans or sweatpants?
I've never had a pair of jeans on in my life. I always wear, never have. And one day we had a jean day, so I had to go get my wife's to wear, because I don't have any. So I always wear sweatpants.
Okay, good. That's awesome. Okay, the big question, Hawkeyes or Cyclones?
I
guess, or Dutch.
that's probably a lot of people say you like them both.
Yeah.
And two of my kids are Iowa State fans. The other two are Iowa fans. And so I just kind of either one.
Okay, good. Okay, now classroom-wise, would you rather teach biology or anatomy? Or I guess I don't know what you're teaching right now, but
yeah,
I know you've always taught anatomy.
Anatomy, biology, and forensic science. And now it's kind of biology with the way it's turned with anatomy in it, but I like the human body. I like anatomy the best.
And do you still dissect cats?
Yes. Yep. Every 2 students gets a cat.
Okay. Do they still pose them in all the different shapes at the end?
They still do. They still take the skeleton apart, glue them together, and put them in different positions.
Let's skip a little. Dog or cat?
Dogs.
Dogs. I think everybody on here, all our guests have said dogs so far. How about fresh towels hung on the line or fresh cut grass? What do you like the smell of?
I like the towels hanging on the line. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can remember back at Newton when we'd hang the clothes out and so forth. I always liked that.
Beach or mountains? If you're going to go on vacation, would you rather go to the beach or the mountains?
I would probably go to the beach because I went to Colorado to a wedding, Gwen Wright's wedding in Colorado. I'll never drive out there again. And the mountains, I just don't care for it. I like the sand, the workouts on the sand.
Oh, yeah. Good workouts. Steak or hamburger?
Probably hamburger because it's cheaper. I don't know.
And you really can't mess that up too much.
That's right.
Snickers or Reese's peanut butter cup?
Snickers, favorite candy bar.
I had one last night during the track meet to refresh me. Let's get into a little track here. Edwin Moses or Usain Bolt? And I know they're running way different races, but
Probably Moses. Yeah.
That was one of my favorites growing up.
It was.
Because what was his streak?
Oh, my.
It was
That's
like years
unbelievable.
and years and years.
And his age still running that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And viewers out there, Edwin Moses ran the 400 hurdles, and he was not beaten in a long time. The 800 or the 3,000?
800. My favorite race. To have a good track team, girls or boys, you have to have, if you have 4 to 5 half-milers that are pretty good, you'll have a good track team.
And that's at the junior high level, nobody ever wants to run the 800. And it's pulling teeth to get them to run that. Cross country or track?
Usually I always say whatever sport I'm coaching is my favorite, but cross country you get the most of the family atmosphere.
Zola Budd or Mary Decker?
I like Mary Decker.
Yeah, and that was what the '84 Olympics was my by far favorite Olympics when I was a kid, and I just remember everything about it, and that was so traumatic.
And I asked my girls, we were talking about this, and they've never heard of him. I used to give them stories about and play little clips of Steve Prefontaine.
Oh gosh, yes, I love that movie.
No one have a clue anymore. My
Nope.
team, who they are. They have no clue.
Well, they don't know who Carl Lewis is.
No.
Or, I mean, heck, even Michael Johnson. They're struggling to even
Yes.
remember Michael Johnson. It's like,
Yeah.
well, is he still the coach at Baylor, or where?
I think he helps.
I think
I think he helps there.
I think that's it. Steve, do you have one you want to throw in there?
No,
Coach?
actually, but we will take a look at our Pick'ems standings because that's coming up next. Right now, the updated standings. Oh, look at you, Coach Hobbs. You have jumped into a tie for the lead with our guest pickers. Now, Alex Holt was our guest picker last week. He didn't do so hot.
Helped us out a little bit.
So, Hobbs, you have gotten into a two-way tie there for the first place, 21 apiece. And then I'm pulling up the rear. I've got 18, although I did pick the right winner on the WrestleMania main event last week. When it comes to pro wrestling, I can pick them. But otherwise, not doing so great this season. What are our pick'ems for this week, Jenny?
Well, it's kind of slim because, NCAA basketball's over and it's that time of year where, well, and we're not going to pick high school games. That's probably illegal. So I'm going to ask you, I will give you a game and then you say who do you think is going to win, just for fun. Okay, so we're going to the NBA right now. Bulls versus the Knicks.
Knicks.
Knickerbockers. I'm going to go Bulls.
Yeah, I don't follow the NBA all that much. I mean, that's a great classic matchup.
See, that's what I thought.
I'm thinking of like the 80s and 90s
Yes,
when
that's
it was
exactly
rough
what-
and tumble in the NBA. I don't know. I'll go with the Knicks. It's a total guess.
Yeah, I am more of a Charles Oakley fan, but then he went to the Bulls, so. Okay, so now the Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians are playing a doubleheader because their game last night was postponed. So and they both have good records. So it's at Cleveland. So game 1, Yankees versus the Cleveland Guardians.
My favorite team was through the years, all since back in the 40s, and I was upset because they changed the name.
Yeah.
But I always go with Cleveland.
And again, being a kid of the 70s and 80s, I've always loved the Yankees. Reggie Jackson. I'm going to go Yankees.
I'll just say it. Indians.
I still wear my Indians coat.
It doesn't offend anybody.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. So then we're going to go a hockey game in the NHL. The Winnipeg Jets at the Colorado Avalanche.
Hockey, there's the Chicago Blackhawks and, of course, the Montreal and that. But Winnipeg I've heard of more. I don't know how good they are this year, but I go with Winnipeg.
Okay. And good, 'cause I should have probably prefaced that. They both have the exact same record, same amount of points, because in hockey you go by points because there's so many ties. I'm going to go with the Avalanche, and this is why I'm picking the Avalanche. Chris Drury, and if you, again, grew up in the 80s, you knew that he pitched for the Connecticut team that won the Little League World Series. And that was like one of the first times they beat Japan and all that stuff, the Little League World Series. He was the star pitcher. He was a hockey player. He played professionally with the Colorado Avalanche. He's since retired. But so I've always kind of had a soft spot for the Avalanche. So I'm going to go with them just because of baseball.
And I flip a coin. I don't remember the last time NHL crossed my TV screen. Winnipeg.
Okay, there you go. And we're going to do a little bit of NCAA softball. Last night, I will preface this too, Iowa State upset number 5, Oklahoma State. So it's coming off a big win for Iowa State, and it's in Ames. So game 2 of the series, Oklahoma State at Iowa State.
Oklahoma State.
I'm going to say they're going to come back with some revenge today, and I'm going to go against my Cyclones today because it was a no-hitter, and Iowa State better hit. She hit a 2-run dinger to break up the no-hitter. So, yeah, I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
Well, since I'm last in the standings, I'm going to go against you guys and say Iowa State and hopefully pick up a win on the standings.
All right, and I just got 4 games this week. So.
All right, awesome. Well, that does it. You got anything to wrap up with?
No, I would really like to say I have admired Coach Eidahl all these years, and it's just amazing to have a resource like him in this area. He's really a treasure, and thank you so much for all these years of putting in. And I know you give 100% all the time in the classroom and on the court, or around the track or on the course. So thank you very much for helping out in all these years.
I don't know how much time we have.
We got anytime you want.
I don't know, but I just thought of this. Big Iowa State fan, so am I, kind of. And they had on ESPN. I can't tell you who they were, but they were listing the women's basketball. The top 10 next year.
Yes.
And now they had Iowa State number 10. Then they said, will there ever be somebody like Caitlin Clark that we could follow? And one of the said, now just wait. Next year, the next Iowa one that will be getting all the attention is Audie Crooks.
And
That's amazing.
And I know. And, some people give her a hard time on social media for the way she looks, but she's a state track champion. I mean,
nice girl.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Yes, really nice. Works hard. I didn't think she would do that, but she give her credit. Like you were saying, she puts in the time. She couldn't have done that, in high school. She just threw the ball up, but she did well. And they said, just watch out for. Yeah,
and she's just going to get in better shape and stronger. And again, you root for the quote unquote the good kids, the kids that ran track and threw shots and plays the piano and sings, and she does all these things other than just basketball that you can really get behind and root for.
Yeah, I know. And since you're from Keota, I've been way back when they had the Keokuk County track meet. It was the oldest track meet running in Iowa. And Larry Lyle ran the half mile when I was coaching it. And I can name, all of them. The thing I remember, probably shouldn't say this, I always remember about Keota, we had a basketball game, and the doctor said my wife was pregnant. No problem, just go to the game. Well, we played 2 overtimes, and it lasted, so that's all I'm going to say.
Lasted a little bit too long.
A little bit too long, yeah. But I have good memories of all the kids from Sigourney and Keota I've known through the years and so forth, and that's what I like. Don't ever tell me that I hate to go to Keota and talk to your girls' high school coach last 2 nights ago. And I really enjoy talking about the former alumni and players at Keota and Sigourney and around the area.
Well, and I go into the Keokuk County Expo and see a lot of your former players that are in 4-H and now they're kids. And yes, it really is sports, really is a community. And I think it's great talking to kids from Montezuma, everywhere, from Cardinal. And it is neat to see. And I know you're like me, I like to see other kids succeed. I never want to see another team not succeed just because that's a rival. Like, for example, I've never understood why Iowa fans hate Iowa State and vice versa.
I know.
It's like I will cheer for every team in Iowa. I mean, I have no problem being a Hawkeye fan and a Cyclone fan. Right. Zero problems.
Well, one of the people I like and really enjoy talking to is Kennedy Axmeer.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
her parents, and she and Anna go back and forth. Well, that's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
They're good. They're good kids.
Yes, and I'll give a shout out to Kennedy. I saw on Facebook this week that she broke the school record for shot. I think she threw 38 something, or 37 or 38.
I think she did.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
So that was good to see. I mean, she keeps getting better and better too.
Yeah, they're good. I enjoy that, and how things have changed when your Tri-County used to be in the same conference, as Williamsburg, and look at it anymore.
I know.
How's that possible?
I know. Exactly. It just I guess, like you said, it's the evolution of sports, the evolution of urban sprawl, the evolution of the suburbs.
Yeah.
So So thank you so much for being on. And
Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. That was fun. I glad that Clint and Gunner said something to me. And then you texted me, and I said, I got to get back, and so this worked out. This worked out good.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, well, that'll do it for this week's show. Here again, we're always broadcasting live, the sports section from Brothers Market in Sigourney, Iowa, 118 South Main Street. And again, make sure you download the Brothers Market digital app to take advantage of all the deals there. We'll do this again next Saturday at 8 a.m. right here on Steve Shetler Media. Tune in then.
You do this every